Got a question from our friend Lily, and it's a tough one. It's one that I had to sit and think about for a little while before getting on camera. Lily has dated someone several years ago who gave her genital warts, an STD. And this is not so uncommon. You know, STDs, they happen. The thing is that now, Lily's still a young girl, and she is in a situation where she wants to soften to a man. She wants to give herself to a man. She wants to have sex. And it's very difficult being dishonest about her STD. She refuses to do it. And it goes so far that she can't even come to kissing a man. And there are men that she has warm feelings towards, that tend to have good feelings toward her, but the minute she brings up the conversation, she knows exactly what's going to happen next. He bounces. And justifiably so, if he realizes that, like, look, I don't want to go any further with this if I'm going to get infected with what you've got. Tough situation. I almost didn't even want to answer this because I don't even know what to say. It's very difficult because you can't get rid of this virus, apparently. You want to bring somebody in, you want to soften, you want to orgasm again, you want to have sex, you want to feel like a normal, natural, healthy human being without this scourge. You want to perhaps have children someday. You want to move on with your life, you want to move forward in your life, but you've got this problem that won't allow you to do that which is the most natural thing coming up in your body, which is to have sex with a man and move forward in that type of relationship, right? What do you do? That's really the bottom line of her, really, the bottom line on the question is, what the fuck do I do? Here's what I came up with. This is just an idea, it's just an offer, it's just something to shed light on the bigger picture, support you emotionally, and perhaps, in many ways, I think, will lead you to getting exactly what it is that you want, which is a man who will accept you and work with you through the pain that you're dealing with, right? What I would invite you to do, take some time in considering how you do this and where you do it and with whom you do it, but go and volunteer your time to support women or little girls who have really bad situations. I'm talking about little girls who were born with AIDS. I'm talking about women who have been beaten and raped by their husband and are now living in a group home. Women in particular, but women who've got it a little bit worse than you. Women who not only have a genital STD, but perhaps can't even have sex because they've been so sexually mutilated and abused, perhaps even as children. I know this is all very heart-wrenching shit. But go and find, even go to a hospice with children, young children who are dying. My mom worked at a hospice my entire life growing up, and she would often bring us to see the dying children in order to give us perspective on how good our lives were. Whenever we were complaining, she would say, you know what, why don't you come with me to work today? And these children were either born deformed and really mangled badly, organs on the outside of their bodies, and you'd show up and you'd see this. Or children who were badly abused such that they were mutilated by their parents. Horrible, horrific situations that when we went back home and we couldn't get that new Nintendo game, the perspective on the situation completely changed. What that's going to do is two things for you. By dealing with the situation, by placing yourself in the energetic flow of others who have it worse, and that you could be a strong magnet. You could use whatever strength that you still have in you, and it sounds like you've got a lot. You're educated, you're smart, you're doing a lot of personal development, you're a good person. You've got a lot of strength there. You've got a strong energetic pull. There are some women who not only are physiologically incapable, but energetically drained, that would benefit tremendously from the love, care, attention, empathy, compassion that you could provide for them. You're doing a good thing by putting yourself in the energetic flow of supporting, inspiring other people. We grow stronger so that we can inspire other people. What that will also do is open up the pathway by which compassion comes to you. You know, they often say, I'm trying to think of a good example, but, spiritually, one of the spiritual ideas, typically, in almost all religious traditions, is to tithe, is to give, right? So you give to your church, and that in a way is to open up the channel to receive. Now, you might not receive it in the same way, the same channel, but it's you giving so that you may receive. There's this channel that needs to be open in order to receive that begins with us giving. Compassion is what you need. Compassion, understanding, patience, and love is what you need from another human being. Open up the energetic pathway for that by doing it yourself. And that's why I so strongly recommend you go and find someone who has less than you, who is less than you, who has suffered more than you, and could use your compassion, because you're going to find that perhaps, there are no promises. There are no promises, but it's worth a try. You're going to find that when you extend yourself in that way, that the world, i.e. a man, will extend himself towards you in that way. You will be in the vibration of compassion, and when you're in the vibratory level of compassion, you tend to attract it to you as well. You're going to find a man who may be willing to just get genital warts, right? I mean, it's not that big a deal. It sounds all weird and gross, and Elliot Hulse tends to take on any question that's sent his way. But it sounds strange, but what you're looking for is a man who's willing to give himself to you, contract the genital warts, because apparently there's nothing else, there's no inoculation, I don't know, apparently, or maybe there is, I don't know. But a man who's willing to go through this with you, whether or not that means he contracts the disease, right? It's not the end of the world. But the thing is, you've got to find someone who's willing to give to you in that way. And the only way you receive from another individual in that way is when you've freely given. Good luck.